You can support this podcast and get shows early and ad-free, as well as bonus episodes over at patreon.com/flashback64. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Flashback 64. Normally the chronological Nintendo 64 podcast, but you know, we always got to talk about our boy Mario. I'm Goo. I'm joined as always by McKenna.
Hello.
And by the time people are listening to this, hopefully you're coming out of the cold months, the winter, and
I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to talk yet. I'm sorry.
Damn it, Trey. No,
I'm sorry.
You know, joining us on the podcast from Fine Time, we've got Andre. What's up, Trey?
Hello. I'm sorry. I love that you do it, but the term, I can't even bring myself to say winter. It makes me upsetting. Like shrivel into a raisin.
We're committing to it.
You gotta. Yeah. It's your thing. I would never tell you to stop. I would never say that to you. However, yeah, okay. Something about it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Here's maybe a worse one. I was saying to you, so we're going to make this, I think, a yearly tradition on the show that kind of, we're going to treat Mario as sort of like our groundhog to, you know, presage the warm months. It also kind of lines up with, I guess, March 10, which is, you know, people do the Mario thing with, but I was thinking Marchio.
That's so bad.
We're not, I don't think I can do that one. I can't commit to that one.
Oh no, I hate it. I hate it. So you should use it. I hate it, which means it's good.
Okay. Maybe we will do it then. Well, here we are today. We're going to talk about Super Mario Brothers 3. Great to have you back, Andre. Obviously Mario 2 was such a fun ep, and yeah, glad to have you here again.
Thank you. I love talking Mario. I talked Mario Galaxy with y'all as well.
Oh yeah.
And I'm your Mario man. You need Mario, I am here for you.
So Dre, what's new with you?
So me and my friend Aaron from Super Ghost, another video game podcast. I'm sure you know Aaron.
Yes.
We are doing a show together called Neo Geo Go. We are going to do the entire Neo Geo library in chronological order quickly, 20 minutes or less every episode. We're going to talk about a Neo Geo game in order that they came out. Reasonably so. We're only going to skip over stuff like we can't really play the Mahjong game or something that only came out in Japan feasibly, or, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. But for the most part, we're going to do everything 20 minutes or less, quick episodes. Boom, 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 boom. Saturday mornings. It's your new Saturday morning cartoon that lasts 10 minutes sometimes. That's it. So we've been having fun recording these. We've been batch recording these. In fact, after I get done with you here, I'm going to go record a batch of those again. So we're going to have a whole bunch in the tank, and we just figured it'd be a nice little project because we have our own shit going on between our main shows. So it's like, let's do something fast. Let's talk about Neo Geo quickly. So Neo Geo Go.
I like you had the preview episode, and I'm just, the concept is really cool. Obviously, I think anyone who likes our show, this is a good, like, if you're into just like gaming in that time period, I feel like this is a perfect, companion and a good different flavor, the quick hits, you know.
Exactly. And it's kind of the same dynamic because I of course I grew up playing these at the arcade. Aaron is new to a lot of these, so it's like I'm coming from experience, gamer. He is coming from a new perspective, you know, so I like that too.
And I believe I heard you plug this on a different show. It's coming out like right around when this drops, right? Like what you said, it's early. What's the
March
date?
7th.
March 7th. Okay, so this episode will come out right after that. So it should be available. So people should go check that out. Awesome.
Yeah, you can go to Neo Geo Show, or excuse me, neogeogo.show if you want to see our little makeshift website.
Well, awesome. We all know what we're doing here, so we can just get right into it. But first, of course, I gotta hit you with a little bit of a flashback segment. I had no idea when we scheduled this recording, and then I just had no idea. But Super Mario Brothers 3 launched in North America, February 12th, 1990, which is on the day we're recording this. You're hearing this later, but it's literally today. So it's crazy.
That is crazy. So, like, I remember it was February 90, obviously. I just did not remember what day, because back then it was a bit nebulous. Not a whole lot of games had firm release dates. So, I obviously this one did, because it was, like, super duper important. It was the first game that I remember being an actual, like, pre-hype phenomenon. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
okay. That's cool, because I do want to ask a little bit about some of the pre-hype. I want to tell you first some of the stuff that I have that was going on, because I think you'll get a kick out of some of this. So,
yes.
Number one song at the time on the radio, Opposites Attract. The Paula Abdul. What was the name of the group? It was with the cat. MC Scat Cat, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was a hot video. That was a banger song. Sorry, great song. Excellent.
This song has come up somehow on the podcast before, and we actually kind of got in a little disagreement with, I think it was Ryan, who was our guest, about whether or not Paula Abdul and the cat were engaged in a sexual relationship.
Yes, of course they were.
Okay, thank you.
You don't do that unless you're gonna fuck the cat. I'm sorry for being crude up front on Flashback 64, but like, I'm like, it's true. Like, that has to be part of it. Otherwise, the song doesn't work. That has to be implied. Very heavily implied.
Okay, thanks for having our back, because Ryan kind of pushed back, and I was like, they're talking about stealing the covers in bed. Like,
yeah, like, please, like, come on, man.
You know, he's my partner in crime, always. He's a little bit older now, but so am I. People love Scat Cat. They do.
Number one movie at the time, I've never really done this, but bam, Hard to Kill, Steven Seagal. I've got the physical VHS.
Yeah, he jump scared me with the VHS, everybody. He just held it up right in front of my face.
I have this movie.
I was never much of a Steven Seagal person. So I've seen a few of them, obviously, because they were just like around, but like I was never really checking for him either.
That's completely understandable. I do love his basically his early films through, like, once you get to Exit Wounds, like the DMX one. After that, it starts to fall off, but not really. He is not good. He's not a good actor. No. He's not a good martial artist. But I do happen to like his movies. Some because, like Under Siege, I think is genuinely good. Other ones like Hard to Kill, I kind of like because it's kind of stupid, but it's kind of but he's a horrible guy, obviously.
I think I went to go see Under Siege 2 at the theater.
On the train.
Remember. Yeah, I feel like I saw that at the theater, yeah. And I had to sneak in because it was rated R, and I was still like 15 or whatever, but 14 or 15. But I got in there. That's when you could really do that.
We had once on our on the actual N64 chronology, some one of his later 90s movies came up, and I think is the only we watched it together, and I don't think you were a fan, McKenna.
No,
that's fair. You should go back and read. There's article. I think that maybe the LA Times or someone did an article when his first movie came out, Above the Law, talking about how he was going to be like the next Clint Eastwood. Absolutely insane.
There was a movie of his on TV, because they'd show random movies on TV on local channels back in the day, and my mom could not stand Steven Seagal, and it was on. We were just watching for a minute, and he said something before he kicked the bad guys, but it was so like potato mouth, we couldn't understand what he said, and my mom was like, "What the hell did he just say?" Before he kicked him. I don't know why I distinctly have that memory in my head of him muttering something and then going into a fight and everyone being like, what just happened? What did he say? That's my Steven Seagal memory at the top of my brain.
He's always talking like this, just as loud as a whisper talk could be. And he's always
favorite way for actors to talk.
To sound serious. Yeah. And he's usually doing an accent, and 50% of the time it's oh, he thinks he's a black guy. It's pretty much the voice he's doing.
Yeah. Sometimes I think are you trying to do the mid-century racist Native American accent? What is he trying to do sometimes? I don't even understand. Is he trying to put on a character, or is that just Steven Seagal? He just talks like that.
No, sometimes he does talk like that in real life, but not all. Like, no, he's just he's a confused man, I will say.
Yeah.
More than confused. He's an evil man.
He contains multitudes.
Steven Seagal is Detective Mason Storm. They thought they'd silenced him.
Your man's alive, Lieutenant.
But Mason Storm,
I think you better dial 911.
is hard to kill. Now the climate is right for revenge.
That wasn't the time. Now's the time.
Steven Seagal, Hard to Kill, rated R. Starts Friday, February 9th at a theater near you.
The day before Mario came out, these two events happened the same day. Nelson Mandela was released from prison, and Buster Douglas defeated Mike Tyson.
Oh, I remember that shit.
Yeah.
That was a big deal. Yeah. I was like turning 8 years old at this time, so I wasn't quite up on the Nelson Mandela, but I was definitely up on the Buster Douglas.
Okay, yeah, that would hit harder. Yeah. I was definitely a little like, I never really knew. I'm sure there was stuff happening when I was like conscious, but like Mike Tyson to me was literally like he showed up in wrestling, and then obviously like the story of him like biting that guy or whatever. Like that's what I knew of him as a kid. I didn't actually know his like box. Well, I guess I kind of knew his boxing career, but not really,
He was the scariest man on planet Earth to us. He was just frightening. He would just get in the ring and demolish. That's why the Buster Douglas thing obviously was such a big deal. He was not supposed to lose that shit. He was not. That was a huge upset.
Legs together as Buster's landing these. Oh, nice uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at this. He's knocked Mike Tyson down for the first time in his career. Mike Tyson hits the canvas. He's in big trouble. He may not be able to recover. It's up to 7 and 8. He's not going to make it. Unbelievable. 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 Buster Douglas is the new heavyweight champion of the world.
So also, this was, in terms of gaming, this was less than a year into the Game Boy North American launch. Other games that came out that month for Game Boy, you had Boxel, Golf, Hyper Load Runner, The Labyrinth of Doom. That's what you had to pick from for your Game Boy.
Load Runner, I had Load Runner on NES. I had that one, but I don't think I ever played any further Load Runners.
How about on TurboGrafx 16? Did you play much of that?
No, I never really knew anyone who had one. I had to catch up on I didn't catch up on TurboGrafx 16 until like Wii Virtual Console.
That's
honestly.
the first time I really played it.
Yeah.
So February you had Final Lap Twin, Military Madness, Pac-Land, and which was a port, I believe, and Space Harrier, which that was a port as well, right?
Yep. 2 arcade ports. Yep.
For the NES, so these are the contemporaries. I feel like for Mario 3 in North America, you had Batman the video game, Dash Galaxy in the Alien Asylum, Destination Earthstar, Rollerball, and US Championship V-Ball. What speaks to you there?
A V-Ball. I feel like that's an arcade port. I feel like I played V-Ball at the arcade.
I believe that was. Yeah.
I believe
there was
so.
Different versions of it.
And what's the first one you said?
Batman the video game?
Yeah, dude, Batman the Sunsoft game, that's a fucking classic, man.
That was the one that, I feel like a few of them did, but I feel like I know that one more because like the soundtrack was really good. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yes, the soundtrack is legendary, yeah. But it's just a great game, too. It's just a really fun side-scrolling punch 'em up.
Okay, hell yeah.
And you get to use like bat tricks. You get to use the Batarang and like whatever too. Like it's good stuff. He has a gun too. I don't know why he has a gun.
Yes. Okay, I have played a little bit of this. Why not? Let him have a gun.
Batman should have a gun, to be honest. I mean, come on.
We need to stop all the pearl clutching about Batman with a gun.
Yeah. Give Batman a gun.
Like Zack Snyder did or whatever, and people were like all mad about it, and I was like, this is fucking cool. Let him have his gun.
I mean, that was the most interesting aspect of those movies. I deeply disliked that era of DC movies.
Sure.
However, I do like the fact that they tried to like make Batman more of a badass. We went to go see Batman versus Superman just because we knew it was going to be like, we knew at least that time what we were getting ourselves into, and we saw it anyway. Point is, there was that part where like Batman is like in the Batmobile and he's like knocking fools off the road and their cars are exploding, and I'm like, he's killing them. I don't understand why people are saying, oh, Batman doesn't kill. He's literally doing that. They're not going to survive the explosion car crash. Like, those people are dead.
I thought that, like, I was like, Batman can kill some people as a treat. Like, I was into
Yeah.
it.
Hello, we are Kirby Conversations, a podcast on Kirby, along with other adjacent subjects like Smash Brothers, HAL Laboratory, and other related Nintendo games.
In each episode, we take an in-depth, well-researched look at a Kirby topic, drawing on our decades of experience playing Kirby games, creating Kirby-related content, and working in and around the video game industry. I'm Sean Douglas. I'm a theater and video game journalist.
And my name's Bridget. I'm an online Kirby commentator and collector.
Our team also includes photographer and Nintendo ambassador Kai Captain Dangerous Parker and Gigi, the editor-in-chief of Wick Kirby. Join us for deep dives into Kirby's history, interviews with industry professionals, and even inside looks at Nintendo, as together we explore all things Kirby and HAL Laboratory. You can find Kirby Conversations on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Super Mario Bros. 3 is a 2D side-scrolling platform game where Mario and Luigi must rescue Princess Toadstool and 7 kings from Bowser and his 7 children. There are 8 kingdoms to traverse, each with its own world map and multiple paths to take, making for less linear gameplay. New items and abilities allow Mario and Luigi to navigate the levels and fight enemies in different ways. They can now accelerate, slide down hills, and pick up and throw some objects, like shells and certain blocks. The raccoon and tanuki suits give them a tail attack and the ability to temporarily fly, with the tanuki suit providing an additional ability to transform into an invulnerable statue. There's also a frog suit, which makes swimming faster. Some items affect things on the world map, like the hammer, which breaks boulders, and the anchor, which stops airships from moving around the map. Use your new items and abilities to fight or evade enemies, new and old, and save the kingdoms in Super Mario Bros. 3.
So this was originally released October 23rd, 1988 in Japan. Goes without saying, this is from Nintendo. I guess, and of course, you know, Miyamoto, Takashi Tezuka were kind of the leads on this game. Dre, I wanted to ask you about, like your personal history with the game, but actually that, like you mentioned, that like hype, the pre-hype you had for the game.
It was wild, man. It was a time. I feel like I spent the entirety of the end of the 80s waiting for this game to come out because obviously I think everyone knows the story at this point. Cartridges were in a dire state. Like they took a long time to make and they were expensive. They were starting to get very expensive. So Nintendo waited for a long time, not just to build up hype, but to be sure to make enough of these so people could buy them. You know, that's the
thing that persists, right?
Yeah, that's something that persists with hardware today, right? So, yeah, dude. So they waited all this time, and I remember seeing footage of it on TV. I remember there was a promotion at McDonald's where you had like the toys. You had like the 4 toys and the Happy Meal. I remember those. I can't remember if that was like before or after the game came out. I think it was after. But point is, there was just a lot of stuff around this time. There's a lot of people who will retroactively mention the movie The Wizard, where they had like Mario 3 footage and stuff. I never saw that movie. Like,
okay.
I mean, like, I don't know anyone who saw it. Like, I saw it like later in life or whatever because they ran it on like, I don't know, USA a few times or some cable network. But it wasn't like, to me, that wasn't really part of my hype cycle. Maybe it was for other people. It wasn't a bomb, but it did like okay. So it wasn't like a super popular movie that everyone saw, you know?
Okay, yeah, because I was going to ask about that because Like that is like any time you hear someone talk about it, it's like this big, like this was this big thing. Like it's the first gameplay footage people saw of the game. Okay, so
no, not really.
No.
I mean,
Okay.
like that is what you're saying is true. It just wasn't like, again, it was a movie that did okay at the box office. It wasn't the smash that everyone went to go see. That, like, you know, if they had put like a Mario 3 footage in like Ninja Turtles, then we're talking, right? But like not the Wizard.
So it's not on the level of like, you know, how people all bought tickets to see Wing Commander so that they could see the Phantom Menace trailer beforehand.
Oh yeah, yep.
That's like a story.
Let's go see that Wing Commander. No, but yeah, dude, it was just hyped, and obviously Nintendo Power, the biggest propaganda machine known to man. They were just showing it off. They were hyping it up, and yeah, when it came out, this was such a big deal, man. It was a huge deal. I don't know. Well, you know what? I may as well just say this now. I tell this on every podcast when I talk about Mario 3 because it's part of it. So obviously it came out in February 90, as you said. My birthday's in May, so I had to wait till May 90 to get it.
Oh,
yeah, that was a long wait. We had lived in a 3-story apartment building. A couple of our neighbors around had it, so I saw it a little bit. You know what I mean? I got to like touch it a little bit, but I didn't really get to play it till I had my own. But this was it was kind of hard to come by. Even though Nintendo made a whole bunch of them, they were still a bit scarce. For my birthday, though, my mom not only got me Mario 3, she got me something else very scarce. She got me all 4 Ninja Turtles action figures. Like all 4 of the turtles. That shit was so hard to find because like we'd every Saturday morning we go bowling, and then like there was a Kmart right next to the bowling alley. So we go there, get lunch, or maybe pick up a few things, whatever we needed at Kmart. She usually let me get an action figure because back then they were only a few bucks. They were cheap. They never had the goddamn turtles. I had foot soldiers. I had Shredder. I had like everything else, dude. I could not get the turtles. I had April fucking O'Neil. I could not get them. So they were just hard to find. She got all 4 turtles. So that was like the best birthday of all time. Mario 3 and all 4 turtles. What kid could say no to that in 1990?
That like hits so hard for me because this game, I was born 1990, but this was like like a lot of that stuff like was still, you know, a few years later when I'm first getting into like cartoons and games and stuff. Like my favorite things when I was like 3 to 6 years old were Ninja Turtles and Mario. And so like that's a match made. Like those movies, I love the movies. I watched the Mario 3 cartoon that they also released. Yeah, I love that stuff. So my co-host Steve on Fine Time, he reminded me of the Milli Vanilli episode of the Mario 3 cartoon. Do you remember that? No, I don't remember Milli Vanilli being on there. I remember there was a Milli Vanilli episode, and I have been a staunch Milli Vanilli defender my entire life. So that was a pop culture moment. But it's just like, if you look at that now, it seems goofy, but it's like you had to be there. Trust me, it made sense. I'm with you. I think we should say sorry as a culture to Milli Vanilli. Yeah, I really believe that. They were great performers. They were beautiful men. They could dance their ass off. They were incredible. Like it takes 2, you know? Yeah, exactly. And there are people writing the song. Like I feel like now that's probably more acceptable, right? Like how many artists? I mean, I feel like that's always been the case of people writing. No one would care, you know? No one would care if that happened today. Who gives a shit? I say we forgive Milli Vanilli. Yeah, justice for Milli Vanilli. They will forgive us. Yeah, they were great, and those songs were the jam. They were excellent. Anyway, yeah, there was a Milli Vanilli episode of that show, which was just the ultimate 1990 thing to do. You know. So, I mean, obviously, we'll talk about the various aspects of the game, but I take it like this game, it's clearly persisted for you throughout your life. I know you've been on podcasts talking about it, and I'm sure you've played it every which way. Yeah. This is my favorite game of all time.
Straight
Awesome.
up. It's Mario 3. That when people say, "Oh, what's your favorite game ever?" It's Mario 3. This is my favorite game of all time. Not just my favorite Nintendo game, not my whatever. Game period. Mario 3 is at the top.
I definitely have always held it in high regard. It was definitely my favorite NES game as a kid, and I definitely can, like, I don't think I even ever beat it as a kid. Like, there's no way I ever did.
It's tough.
It's definitely tough. But I did play it a ton. I think I kind of sometimes when I got to like my teenage years, I got less into like handheld gaming. I was more, I don't know, in my spare time doing other stuff. But I remember I would often borrow my brother's, I've talked about this before, his GBA or his DS, and I remember putting a lot of time into the GBA release of the game. Yeah.
That's something that's wild to me, actually, that like, and I probably mentioned this before when we talked Mario, that like a lot of people your age, their first experience with those old Mario games are Mario Advance, which is like crazy. There's nothing wrong with that. Those are good versions, obviously. It's just that like, that's so weird for me to think about, you know?
Yeah. I can totally see that. I mean, and that, I think that one still, I played through it before this, and I still really enjoyed that as well. And I've even played this together with friends, like, you know, in my adult life as well. Like, and I think that's probably when I finally beat it for the first time. Was like playing it with like in my 20s with people, because it was like, okay, we actually are committed to this, and we're like better at games than we were when we were 5.
Yeah, this game ain't taking it easy on you, that's for sure. It is certainly not.
Also, speaking of like a lot of these, McKenna, you've never played this game.
No.
What was your first impression of the game?
You know, I really like the presentation. I like the world maps a lot. I like seeing the dancing objects.
Yes.
Especially the palm trees, or like, just like looks like they got like hips that they're shaking.
Excellent
a lot of charm.
Stuff. Yeah.
You after we finished it, you told me like I should go back and play the first world, like a few levels in the first world.
Because it was giving you a lot of trouble, like as we played.
Yeah,
which is pretty funny to watch.
It was
but
a
I felt
challenge
bad sometimes.
I think especially because like I tend to like just automatically put my thumb on the joystick, so I have to like remind myself that it's probably better to use the D-pad in a game like this. So I
was annoying too. I was like, use the D-pad.
That helped me a little with getting some more precision. You know, there with playing with the joystick, I was like, I feel like I'm sliding sometimes.
What were you guys playing on? Were you playing on Switch or like
on the Switch? Yeah.
Okay.
It took me a little while to get used to like some of the new stuff, because I'd just be like jumping and moving regularly a lot of the time, and then remember, I can pick certain things up and run faster.
Yeah, maybe we should talk about that. Like there are like new mechanics in this. You mentioned them, but like sliding down hills. I put picking up items, but I guess in Mario 2 you pick up items, and like climbing things, like climbing the vines. That was all new, and I think that's all good. Like it makes sense in the context of Mario, you know, like it doesn't feel like, this doesn't like radically change the game, but it does open up a lot of new gameplay stuff you can do.
It sure does. The amount of new stuff in Mario 3 is staggering. I mean, you were mentioning some of the mechanics, like the running or getting ahead of steam and running around, or even just sliding down. I didn't even think about that as I was playing this. I was like, yeah, this is the first game where you can just slide down slopes. Like because it's been so long, it's become so natural to me. It's like, oh yeah, this started in that game. But like there's the amount of new stuff in this game is insane while still feeling like Mario, and it all plays into like the whole aesthetic of it, which I'll get into in a second. But just Raccoon Mario, just off the top of my head, the Karibo Shoe, right? Or maybe Goomba Shoe, probably, because this is the 1.1 version on Nintendo Classics. Mushroom houses, holy shit, fortresses, Spike, Thwomp,
yeah.
Booze. Big Bertha can eat you in one gulp. That's frightening. That was a frightening proposition when I was a child. I'll tell you that much. You get 74 different iterations of Boom Boom. Some of them have wings.
That really genuinely scares me when it starts to fly. Like I never expect it to. And when it doesn't,
it's like, oh shit, this one. You know what scares me? The one who stops and then does like a big jump. And it's just boing in the air. It's like, whoa, calm down, Boom Boom. Chill. The Koopa kids, for shit's sake. I mean, the first time we seen them, Angry Sun, Note Blocks, P-switches, I mean, you name it. Like, I could go on forever. Like, the amount of things that Mario 3 introduces and are still Mario things is crazy.
Yeah, I feel like that's something we talked about a lot with Mario 2, where it was like, oh, there's like, you know, this game that some people kind of have are weird about. Like, it actually does have a lot of like Mario character to it, but I feel like this one even more so. Like, I don't know. I guess you can probably keep tracking that with the Mario games, but I feel like this is like the most Mario of the Mario games that there is.
This is the ultimate Mario game. It's the ultimate video game.
What did you think about? Because I mean, you're familiar with, like, just because you haven't played a lot of the Mario, you know, platform, the traditional Mario games. Well, at this point you have, but like you're obviously familiar with like the Mario aesthetic. What did you think about seeing some of these characters for the first time, like the Boos and the Chain Chops? Or was there anything that stood out to you?
It wasn't really something I thought about as new until I looked at like the manual, and you know, it was like, hey, these guys are new enemies. I think there were some guys I was surprised I don't remember seeing. Well, you know, there's still a lot of Mario games I haven't played, but like the some of the piranha plants, like those like invincible ones.
Oh, what are those called? They're like
Munchers?
Munchers.
Yeah, Munchers, yeah. Because the white ones that jump after you are Nippers, and then the black ones are Munchers. I only know this because I'm a Mario Maker freak. So,
oh, of course.
Yeah.
I hate those guys, honestly.
I abuse Munchers, man. Nippers are not in Mario Maker or Mario Maker 2. I don't know why, but Munchers definitely are. Yeah.
Okay. I noticed the manual. I don't think I ever knew this, or maybe I forgot it, that the Boos were called Boo Diddlies.
Yeah.
Hell.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think, well, I mean, speaking of the manual, that's how we knew the names of the Koopa kids, because they were in the manual. They're not in the game. They don't say their names. We knew them because of the manual. And that's kind of a detail that got lost to me until I was just kind of playing this recent playthrough. I was like, oh, wait a second. They don't even actually say the names of these. So they had to have been in the manual. Then I looked at the manual. Sure enough, they're in there. So, but that's interesting, right? Because like, I'm telling you, all the kids on the playground, we all knew the names of the Koopa kids. Everyone did. We could name all 7 of them. So like back then we read manuals, baby. They were important.
You had some questions about the Koopa kids.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was wondering about their parentage, because the manual does say that they're Bowser's kids.
Yeah.
Well, I specifically asked you. I was kind of joking, but I was like, "Who's their mother? Do they have the same mother? Do they have different mothers? Are they
know, Dre, who their mom is?"
This is a question I have never really pondered.
Okay.
And like, now I'm wondering too. See, there's never been a Mrs. Koopa.
I went down an insane, not a rabbit hole, but McKenna asked me this earlier today, and I Googled it. And they came up this interview came up that Miyamoto did with Game Informer, where he said explicitly that they are not Bowser's children. He was like, right now, the story is that Bowser Jr. is his only child, and the Koopalings are not his children. I was like, what the fuck? The manual says they're his children.
Okay, but the manual called them Boo Diddleys, right? So, I mean, like, the manual's going to say a lot of stuff.
But why aren't they his kids now?
Well, see, that's what made it weird, right? I think there's this weird disconnect because I think the Koopa Kid names were just in our manual. I don't think they were in the Japanese manual.
Okay.
I think they just made it for us. So I think there's a cross continental disconnect here where like they did Bowser Jr. It's almost like the Donkey Kong Jr. and like Diddy Kong thing, where there's like almost two different like continuities at this point.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Where Donkey Kong Jr. is his son, but Diddy is just like a dude who hangs out with him, sort of. But then also the first Donkey Kong Country implies that like Donkey Kong, like Cranky Kong, is the original Donkey Kong, right? So it becomes like a mess. Like, who knows? So I think it's one of those situations where it's just like whatever.
Now they're all just racing you in Mario Kart or whatever. You have a favorite of the Koopalings?
Morton.
Any personal Morton?
For sure. Yeah, I'm a Morton man. I used to use Morton a lot in Mario Kart 8 for sure.
What do you think about the Koopalings, again, other than the questionable parentage? Do you have a favorite, or what do you think they brought to the game?
I don't know if I have a favorite, but we were watching some video that was talking about how they're all based on musicians, and I thought that was neat.
Yeah, obviously Ludwig von is obvious there. Lemmy, Motorhead,
right, Lemmy,
Iggy Pop, Roy Orbison, Wendy is it Wendy O. Williams? Is that? I'm going to Google this. I want to make sure we have get our facts straight here. No, from the Plasmatics. That is who that Koopaling's named after. Yeah, I think Morton Jr. is actually named after Morton Downey Jr. I think that's true. Actually, yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and Larry, I don't think is named after anybody. I think he's just Larry.
He's just Larry. Well, here's the thing. McKenna's question still stands because whether it's the Koopa Kids or whether it's Bowser Jr., where is Mrs. Koopa?
Yeah. Well, that might have something to do with why Bowser is so bent out of shape.
I mean, like, I feel like that's part of the plot of Mario Sunshine, right? Because, like, Bowser Jr. is sad because mommy isn't there or something. Isn't that, like, part of the, like...
He calls Peach Ama in the game, right?
Yeah, that's right. I knew there was a mom angle. Yes.
He's got
what a weird
issues.
Game. What a weird game.
Well, okay. Well, I guess while we're talking about you're mentioning sort of the vibe, the aesthetic of the game. We sort of talk about that because when you read the story in the manual, it actually presents it like Mario 2. It has more. We talked about how it has like the dream aesthetic, whereas this, you read the manual, story's a little bit more. It's more just like, oh, you're in another world, and when you start the game, it's sort of got the like stage presentation to it, and it gives it more of like it's a stage play as opposed to a dream. Well, I don't know. What do you think about that sort of angle to it?
I love it. It might be the most whimsical thing on planet Earth. It's the best. I love that the curtain just comes up when you start the game, and then there's the title screen. They're goofing off with the props on stage. They're doing weird shit to each other. Mario and Luigi doing their Abbott and Costello routine. Like, it's just, it's great, man. I love that the 3 has like a raccoon tail.
Yes, it's a nice little detail.
It's just, it's the best. It is the best, man. I love the fact that like you beat a stage and you literally go backstage to like off stage to beat the level, you know, like it's just, I didn't pick up on this stuff as a kid very much. Obviously, I didn't really understand. It was just Mario things to me. Now, though, what a motif. It's incredible. And aesthetically, like, yeah, this came out here in February 90, but as you said, it came out in Japan October 88. And I think that's very important to note when we talk about the aesthetic of this game, because for 1988, it nails it. Like, it has that wood panel aesthetic, right? Like, a lot of stuff is like wood panel. You see that like in the late 70s, early 80s, like wood panel stuff. But that's kind of carried over here. So it seems like a holdover 70s thing. But then you have a lot of like late 80s, like, I know this is going to sound like an insult, but I don't mean it as one, like shopping mall aesthetic. Like, think about World 6, where you have like the backgrounds, especially in the daytime, have that like diagonal lines going all across.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That just feels like some sort of wallpaper you'd see at, I don't know, when you get your ears pierced at the mall, right? Like in 1988, it just feels like that time to me. So it's like very up to date, but then you have some like 70s aesthetic too. Like I said, with the wood panel, they come together to make this like very unique looking thing.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like they always have a strong, like, you would agree, like probably agree. We've played a handful of games, so they usually have like a strong hook to what the presentation is going to be like, and they always, I mean, not always, but typically we've played a game like I think of like Yoshi's Story, how it's like, oh, it's a storybook, you know, and they kind of lean into that. Like,
it's very cohesive. Like they think about their presentation in all elements. I think of like Galaxy is a really good example of that.
What did you think about that aesthetic here they were going for?
I like this a lot. I like the definitely, you know, they got the curtain at the beginning of the game. They got the curtain to end the game. Yeah, we talked about like the backstage part of it. I like you know, so where you're flying and sometimes you can go like off screen and you know, things you get around. It's almost like you're like skipping. Well, you're literally skipping over the stage.
Yeah, or like the ones where you can like go, there's like that one whistle you get where you go like behind parts of the level. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what the if there is any connection or anything here, because it predates it, but like the curtain and floor thing, I immediately thought we just watched through Twin Peaks last year, and I was like, are they inspired by Mario 3?
You know what that when I was a kid, you know what I thought of? I don't know if y'all have a C's Candy out there, like the mall, like.
I don't think so.
No, it might be it might be a West Coast or a California thing. Anyway, it was like a very like kind of very upscale looking like candy place. It was one of those places that's been around for like 100 years or something. So it tries to keep that aesthetic. It had the checkerboard, like the white and black floors. So that's what I thought of. Like anyone from out here who's been to C's Candy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So like that as a kid, that was my reference point.
Okay, Mario Candy Shop, that fits, honestly. Yeah. We've talked about this too. In the era, like at some point we hit with Mario games, and they've changed it up a little bit, but like where you kind of like everything starts to like have a shape to it that is consistent throughout the games and throughout the generations. Like at some point, Koopas kind of look the same forever. The Piranha Plants and the Cheep Cheeps, you know, after a certain point, like they kind of look the same. And I always love going back to this game and seeing some of those guys like the Dry Bones and the Thwomps. They look maybe a little bit more like they do now, but you know, seeing some of those enemies in like this appearance where it's like it's before they were like set in stone how a Dry Bones is gonna look. I don't know, there's some I love seeing them in their not proto but their early forms, you know. Well,
this is like the second time we've seen bloopers, right? Because bloopers were in the original Super Mario Brothers. Yeah. Now we see them in Mario 3. They look very different, right? Like that was a shock to me. I was like, oh, these look weird and small. Like, that's kind of interesting. I like the Mario sprite in this game. He looks like they made his like stomach rounder for some reason, but then also like his legs are a little stubby. I don't know. It's weird. It almost feels like Mario Wonder. I don't know if you guys played Mario Wonder. It almost feels like it goes back to that a little bit.
Mario
in that game.
Yeah. Mario Wonder. I felt like that was like one for the first time in a while where it was like, let's kind of change up how things look even a little bit, you know, which I really appreciated.
Yeah. I like that every Mario game does have their own. I think the only Mario aesthetic I actually really don't care for is 3D World. 3D Land, I actually don't mind too much, but when 3D World, that felt like just Mario by numbers. That was just kind of like, all right, we've seen all of this before.
That was like after, right, like all of the new Super Mario Brothers games, which some are quite fun, but I feel like they kind of like perfected that, like just like general Mario aesthetic.
I agree.
Where it's like, yeah, okay, this is the cookie cutter Mario, and that was like, I feel like the tree topper of it all, or something.
I agree, but I think New Super Mario Brothers U is an excellent game.
Yeah,
excellent. Yeah, game. I love that game. I think it's a terrible launch game, but I think it's a great game.
I did like, because that is what's kind of interesting. You mentioned it on some podcast recently. I remember you saying this on a podcast. I don't remember what, but you were talking about a time, like there was a time period where like everyone, not everyone, but like the gaming world acted like we didn't like 2D platformers.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you kind of see that with the Mario series, like other than handheld ports. Like I feel like after Mario World or Yoshi's Island, like we're kind of in 3D Mario territory until those new Super Mario Brothers games. So
yeah, there was a period of time there where we did not want that shit anymore. We did it for like 10 years and we were done. We wanted something else. It didn't even matter if it was better or not. We were not in the, well, cause yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Cause I probably brought that up in conjunction with Sonic. Cause people are like, why didn't they just do another 2D Sonic or something like that on Saturn? You know, like Sonic, right. Like when Sonic Mania came out, people are like, this is a Saturn game we always should have had. And it's like, I don't think you guys understand how much they couldn't do that. They would have gotten killed if they had done that back then. They couldn't do that.
Yeah, I always I feel like I always bring this up because I'm always, I don't know why, I'm like always thinking like there's probably X, Y, and Z reasons like why you McKenna probably haven't played as much 2D platform games, because like the era you came up in, they weren't as it's not like they didn't exist, but they weren't as like present, you know?
Yeah. I guess it's, the early platformers, not early, but like some of the first platformers I played were 3D, I think, because that was really a big 3D platformer era. Like I think of Jak and Daxter. That's
one of your big games.
I love that game.
I love that first Jak and Daxter as well. That's the only one I like.
I did play. I'm now thinking of some of like the handheld licensed games I played. Like a lot of those were 2D
like
platformers, just like random ones
Shrek
that
the
my
game or something.
Parents bought. Yeah,
stuff
like that.
That's such a parent like thing. Like, oh, you like Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, here's the game. Thank you.
I guess that's what I'm thinking. Like it did. I guess they kind of got like set. Like, oh, these are relegated to handhelds. I feel like we talk about that all the time with this is a little bit of a tangent, but you know, I'm a big 2D Zelda fan, but it like you talk to some people and like in our community and it's like those are like default, just like lesser, you know what I mean? I feel like it didn't help that for like a decade, if you wanted to play like a 2D Zelda game, like you could only get like a handheld game. Like they weren't going to put it on console, except for like, I guess Four Swords Adventures or whatever.
Like now we just had like we got Echoes of Wisdom and that's on a console, but because they're not doing handhelds anymore.
Yeah,
I mean it's a handheld console, but
right.
Yeah.
Now it's just all there. Anyway, I only bring this up because I'm always like, I don't know if it's like psychoanalyzing, but I'm always like, it's a totally different point of view you're coming in from.
No, that's a great point. I wouldn't have thought of. No, I'm glad when you guys say that stuff because, like I said, I'm old. I played it when it came out. I was there when the lore was written, right? So, like, I like hearing that perspective.
What about you mentioned? So, just still talking about the vibe of the game, but this also transitions nice into the gameplay. Is those world maps? It's like that. I mean, that's become a standard now in Mario, but it's so. Like from right out the gate, I feel like they nailed it from both like the look and again the presentation and like how the different worlds kind of have their own unique ways of moving through them, but just in general what it does to playing the gameplay, especially in multiplayer, when you can bounce through the world with another person.
Yeah, it's one of the best multiplayer games of all time. It's incredible, and for me to say that is a lot because, like, I think I've probably mentioned this on the show before. I didn't really like playing games back then with other people. I thought like most 2-player modes were just annoying. It's like, okay, you're messing me up. Just stop playing. Like if we're playing Contra or something, it's like, can I just play by myself? I know how to do this, or like, or whatever, right? Like I guess for a lot of people, it's just the fun that you're doing something together. I wasn't that way when I was a kid. I was just like, can I beat the game, please? Just leave me alone. So I didn't want to do that. But Mario 3 obviously is just, I'm sorry, maybe this will be my old man moment of the show. We need to get back to 2-player alternating games. Okay, that used to be a big thing. Come on. Like we need to do that more.
I think so because I had my fun with like I had a lot of fun actually at the time with New Super Mario Brothers Wii. I played with like dorm mates and we were all it was just chaotic and we're drinking and stuff, so it was silly and fun. But it didn't. By the time I got to Mario Wonder, which I thought it was a cool game, but we didn't play through it all, and it was because I was like, okay, we're all just kind of. It's the same thing, like not the same thing, but like with 4 people. It's not. It's just that it loses its charm. I would like to. I like the alternating. What did you think, McKenna?
I thought it was fun. I mean, that's kind of just how we play a lot of the games that we play together. We'll kind of pass the controller off. I
will say in this playthrough we didn't get to like experience it to its full extent, like. Because it would be like if you died, you would just start over. Because I'm not to say I'm like really good at this game, because the later levels like kicked my ass.
You're a lot better at this game than I am.
So it was more of like if we were playing like the real deal way where like you die and I take over, like the whole first world would be like McKenna dies and then I beat the level. McKenna dies, I beat the level. You know what I mean?
And then I don't, get good, and that just continues for the whole game.
I would say for a I have had a lot of fun. When I played this with my roommates when I was like 20 something, that was like the optimal way because we weren't the same. I was worse than my roommate, I remember, but we were both competent enough that like in the early levels we were getting through them, and then the later levels where we were having trouble, it was like we were both like working together, like, oh, I died, you try it, So we didn't get the full experience, and some of the like there's actually genuine strategies you have to do with some of these, like, especially if you fail a level, like with the airship, if you fail an airship and it flies off, like it does become like a game where you're like both chasing them down. And like, if you didn't clear certain obstacles on the world, you have to like clear them. I think that's really cool.
I love that. Oh man, in World 5, if the airship goes back down to the ground, baby, you got to do that thing again. And if it goes back up, you're doing that thing again. By the way, one of the best levels in video game history. When you the tower in World 5 going up to the clouds. Mm-hmm. That thematically is insane for the time.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
For a lot of reasons, right? Like when we first went there, and there was a lot of things in the overworld, especially for you, where you're like, what is this? It's not a level. What is it? And you go there and it's like, is this like a short thing? Is this a long thing? And that part is actually kind of lengthy. And then when you come out and you emerge like you don't see the sky before that, so it's like whoa, we're up here.
Yeah. Everything's little below.
Oh, that's so good. The way they
So
did the art
good.
style there. Yeah. I love
Yeah,
good
and
call.
World 5, I think you guys can agree, World 5 is when the game stops holding your, not that it held your hand before, but that's when it really is like, okay, gloves off. You're, you know what I mean? Like you're in it now.
I would definitely agree with that. Yeah. Like there are some levels in earlier stages that I dread anything with Big Bertha. I like stresses me out.
It's scary, man. It's scary.
Just really stresses me out. But what are levels that you kind of remember like, oh shit?
Any with the spinning platforms.
I watched you do one of those. And I was like, oh yeah.
Generally the moving one. They're not always too bad, but
more breezy,
when it
actually.
But when it's, at least when it first starts and it starts moving, I'm like, oh no. and then sometimes it goes well, and sometimes it keeps going, oh no.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, that's what's funny, that like if you're a certain age, aka me, the Mario 3 athletic theme, the best song Koji Kondo has ever composed.
Oh my god, yeah.
That is associated with death. That is associated with like, oh my god, that is anus clenching fear right now. You know, because like if you hear that song and like, I don't know, let's say you're younger and you know it from 3D World, that game doesn't. The game's you can blow that game over with a feather. That game doesn't challenge you. This game strikes the fear of God into you. So when you hear that song and it's auto scrolling, like McKenna said, forget about it. You know you're in for some shit.
And this one where like scrolls different directions and it'll change direction.
That one you did, the one you did where it goes like diagonal
5-9
and then diagonal
Stage 5-9.
Down. That
yep. I'm glad you know
Stage 5-9.
I will.
That's one of my absolute favorites. Then calls it the panic attack level, just because it's like that is just some stress. Oh my god!
McKenna will tell you I did a lot of yelling and going "fuck" like playing this game. I've talked.
It's a fuck yelling game. I mean, honestly, it's what it's made for.
I've talked about this a lot on the pod in the past year. I think I had this realization hardcore with Silk Song. I told this about Silk Song, or like, but other hard games I've played where it's like so much tougher for me to play a hard game, either like where you're just kind of watching me or I'm streaming. Like it just makes me more stressed out. So I typically, because what I did, like parallel to this, I played through the GBA version, and like, I'm not going to say I was good at those levels. I was replaying them again. But like, if we're just like watching TV and I play it and I die, I'm like, that's okay. I'll try it again. Like, I'm a different, like, I do get frustrated still. Like, I'll have those moments where I'm like, I'll like shake my arm a little bit and I'm like, you know, but it's like way different of a feeling. Whereas like, yeah, when I'm doing it and you're watching it and I'm like, can I restart the level, please? It's just like, it's very demoralizing, very upsetting. Yeah, this game really challenges you.
I love it, and that's the best thing about it. And you know, you were talking about 2-player alternating earlier, just people like versus like the everyone playing on screen at once, and which is not my favorite way to do anything. Especially 2D platformers. I mean, you need the biting difficulty. If you're going to do 2-player alternating, it needs to be, that's not going to work in Mario Wonder. The game's too easy. Like you need a game of Mario 3's difficulty to be like the back and forth, the tit for tat. Otherwise, I don't think it works. At least not for me. Even Mario World works the same way, and that game is a lot easier, but it still has enough difficulty where you get that feeling, you know?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I still think of that game as pretty challenging for sure. Yeah, I think
it's a lot easier than this, though. Wouldn't you say?
I definitely agree. And this game though does give you some things to kind of negate it. I was thinking back to like times where I was thinking back to those earlier times I played the game, and I was like, I definitely remember getting really far in this, but you can easily, like the original game, with like warping and they give you a bunch of items that let you like skip levels or fly over levels. So I think the game, it does challenge you a lot, but it gives you enough that you can have in your arsenal to, if there is like a level or a world even that's like really kicking your ass, you can just be like, fuck it, I'm out. And just skip it. And I did do that in my playthrough that I just did solo, where I was like, you know what, I've got a couple of these P-Wings. I'm gonna fly over this fucking level.
We definitely did. Yeah, me and Vin definitely did a threat assessment with the P-Wings. We were like, hey, I don't like this one. I'm just gonna P-Wing this one. Okay, sure. Like they give you those tools, and so that's why the game is so perfect to me. That's why it's my favorite game of all time. It's challenging, and they want you to succeed. They know you can do it, and they give you the tools to do it. And that's why the game is the way it is. I probably talked about this before too. I love when games are made with experienced people in mind. You know, like, and it does, and I don't know, maybe. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I know this is your show. Please allow me a soapbox for just a second. I want to talk about game difficulty. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to do this. So, you guys know how it goes nowadays, right? Someone says something isn't fair, it's too hard for them, and then people who think they are capital G gamers, and it's like, well, just get good, bro, and like that type of shit. And then things devolve from there, and I think that stuff is stupid. Then there's people who think everything should have difficulty sliders, and everything should have the no resistance story mode options. And like, yeah, you can do that for some stuff, but for other stuff, you can't. That doesn't work for every type of game. And it really, really hurts game design when you have to like account for that every time. Then that means you can only make certain types of games. Sometimes games are just going to have to be too hard for people, and they're not going to be able to beat them. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like, and if that,
I love so many games as a kid that I never beat. It's like,
me too. Yeah. I've never beat Batman NES. That game's hard as shit. I've never beat that. I might be able to do it now if I really tried. Dude, I didn't beat Blaster Master until like 3 years ago. Like that game is ridiculous. Anyway, so if you have to account for that stuff, that means you can basically never make a game as good as Mario 3 again. And that's not a world I want to live in. So that's my general stance on that stuff. So with that said, I think there's a lot of people who don't understand what makes something like Mario 3 satisfying. Not just because it's difficult, but the reason why that works. And I think that's evidenced by the millions of Mario Maker courses that are just there to punish the player. They want you to die. They do not want you to succeed in any aspect. The creator wants to win, quote unquote win. And the whole point of this genre is that you want the player to win. The people who designed Mario 3 wanted you to get through this. They didn't want this impossible thing that you couldn't figure out. They want you to succeed. And we've all played the Lost Levels, and that's a game designed to fuck you.
Yeah.
Right? That is a game designed. Yeah. And I do not think troll difficulty is fun. Like gotcha gameplay. Like, haha, you thought you were doing the right thing, but no, that's not difficult to me. That's just not fun, in my opinion. And you can apply that to Mario or Souls games or Donkey Kong Country. Whatever games try to do that, I don't like it. Don't trick me is basically the whole point of this. Do not trick me. I am a delicate man. I am but a wee lad. Do not trick me. All right. I am delicate. Mario 3 never tricks you. Mario 3 loves you.
Yeah.
You know?
Love you. Yeah.
And Mario 3 knows how intelligent you are because you are someone who has played Mario 1 and Mario 2, they're assuming at the time, right? So they made this game for people like, okay, you played those. Now play this. You have some knowledge here. You are experienced at Mario. You can do this. And that in part also combined with like the best level designers on planet Earth. That's, I think, is the secret to Mario 3. Difficulty meets level design in a way that makes perfect sense. I'm off the soapbox now. I'm sorry. I'm done.
No, I think I pretty much agree. I don't know, McKenna. What would you say? Because I feel like this gave you the most trouble, and it is very, like, it can be a very challenging game. But I think like there was never anything we looked at that was like, yeah, the game is trying to cheat you or anything. And I know you're a big proponent of like people making games as difficult as they want to make them.
Yeah. I've talked to you about times where I just like, I played this game that was really difficult, and I just decided to stop playing because it was too much for me. But I didn't feel like it should have been made easier for me.
Yeah.
I've played like Celeste is one of my favorite games of all time, and there are accessibility. You can basically change all kinds of settings in that game. But I played that game, beat the game, did some of the B and C sides in the game, the hardest parts of the game, as is. Yeah.
I am a Celeste liker, by the way. I want to say that
on the record. Okay.
And I think that's a game where, it's very precise, but it puts you back in like right away, back pretty close to where you were. And, it feel, there are times where I got frustrated playing that, but I don't know. It always felt, I always kind of felt encouraged by it.
The you can do it thing.
Yeah. This Mario 3, I used Rewind playing this. This is partly because I think it would have taken me way longer to play through the whole game.
Right.
We had to play through it within a set period.
You would have
of
never
time.
finished it.
It would have taken me a really long time.
Well, I think, this is in contrast to me being a kid where I just got to play it every day for months or whatever, and I finally beat it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what you did back in the day. But I mean, when I was 8 years old when I got this game. I didn't have the dexterity to do all this shit at once. It took a long time for me to like get there. Whereas like you don't have that time right now, so it's like
Well, I'm a big proponent too of like I've made the comparison before with some games we played for the show on N64 where there were certain levels where I was like, you know what, I'm over this. I'm gonna Game Shark and make myself. I'm gonna fly over this thing that's bugging me and move on. And I just did it and moved on with my life. But then, you know what? The game, it got its hooks in me, and I played it again, and I was like, oh, I can do this. And I can actually overcome this. And I did. And I feel like, feel like those type of things, like Rewind or whatever, like if it can help you, like as someone who is like completely inexperienced to it, like just get the vibe of the game to, like you said, you replayed the first world or some of the first world, and you're like, oh, this is good. It's almost like,
oh, I could do this without rewind save states.
I view it as like a step one, like for me, when I was a kid, I just didn't beat it, and then like I kept revisiting it over time. Now you have that tool that kind of let you see parts of the game, but like, if you actually, you maybe didn't get the full, like experience, but you now have an idea in your mind and you actually understand some of the gameplay. So
yeah, I felt like I could have, gone replayed a whole level, you tried it a few times and still had, the items available to me that if I decided it was too difficult for me, I could just I could use something, make myself invincible, fly over it, whatever.
Yeah, that's one way I feel like playing it the way we did, like, and I'm not like in a scolding way, but I feel like it does kind of take away, like, yeah, what that game intends is like you use those things a lot less because you were like just trying it again and like not thinking like, oh, maybe I should, I don't know, maybe I need to be a frog now. You almost never need to be a frog, but you get what I'm saying.
No. It's funny. I agree with what you guys are saying, and it's also like, it's just a hard game. Like, I know this game like the back of my hand. I'll die a million times while playing this game every run through. That's just what it is. I die on levels I never died on before. I was like, oh man, I got hit by this time. It's not a game where you just memorize and just like, that's not how it works unless you're a speedrunner or some shit. It's just tough. It's a hard game.
I actually think
that's why I love it.
Our situation, like what a good playthrough would actually be more on one player, where it's like we can take turns of the same life. Like if you want to retry a level, you can. But there was a couple times, like I remember there's like one level. Dre, do you remember the level where you have to like fly while holding a shell?
Yes.
Yep. That was on a level you were playing, and eventually I was like, let me try this. I just straight up was like, give me that. And,
yep.
Actually took me a minute to get it too. But yeah, like that's the sort of thing I imagine like us playing together. Like if we were trying things and there was something that was maybe like tough, like, oh, maybe I could try it. We could just take turns as we please,
But that's the genius of this game, right? Because you don't have to do that level. That's at like a fork in the road. Like you can choose the other one and go around it.
That's true.
But if you want the mushroom house, guess what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
Or is it a spade? I forget what it is. But like there's something up there that you can get if you do that level. But they know it's harder. That's what's so good about the world map design in this game. They really like reward you for going out of your way and doing that stuff. And and I remember distinctly figuring out how to beat that level. It was me and my neighbor at the time. Because at this point I had Mario 3. It came over. It was like summer or something because we still hadn't beat the game. And we got it to World 6. It was like the first time we got to World 6. It was kicking our ass. And we were just like, and we finally got to that level. And it's like, I remember figuring out how to do that eventually. And that's another testament to the game that like, we didn't have the strategy guide. It's not like we could like look it up on the internet. That didn't exist yet. So we just had to figure it out, and we eventually did. It took us a while, but I was like, oh wait so I think one of us just went in there with the leaf and just started flying around. It's like, oh wait, there's something up here. Yeah. And then light bulb over our head. Oh, maybe we can bring the thing up there, and we eventually did that. So we figured it out. It took us like an hour, but
it's tricky.
We did it. And I will never forget that. I would never want that taken away from me by just either someone telling me or the game holding my hand or whatever. Those are things you can only get by figuring it out.
There's like a crazy, variety of things you do in the levels. Like when it hits you with a level like that, it's kind of surprising. It's like, oh, I got to like figure out where the hell to go. Like that's not what I expect from Mario. Or sometimes there's like one level where it's like you're going left the whole time, or like a good majority of it, and it's like, oh, okay, like kind of changing things up a bit.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I'm Nick McConnell, and you caught me reading the instruction booklet for Street Fighter II in preparation for my weekly stream Instruction Derby, where I take a look at the creative, fun, and sometimes bizarre lost art of video game manuals. Did you know that, according to the manual for Street Fighter II on the Super Nintendo, Ryu was born in 1964, making him 62 years young, canonically? Happy birthday, Ryu, you're looking great. Did you also know that, per the manual for Laser Invasion on the Nintendo, the UN enters a conclave in order to select a new commando? Or did you know that the dancing enemies in Super Castlevania are named Paula Abgul and Fred Askare? These important facts and many more are discovered every Wednesday at noon Pacific on Instruction Derby over at internet website twitch.tv/Nick McConnell. Part of the Soundstone Network.
After I ran out of space in, because I was thinking about what McKenna said earlier about auto-scrolling. After I ran out of space in Mario Maker 2, you can make 100 levels. So I made all 100.
Oh my God.
So I did a tally. Yeah, I filled up the whole thing. I did a tally of the stuff afterwards. 43 of my levels were Super Mario Brothers 3 skinned. So almost half.
Hell yeah.
25% of all my total levels were auto scrolling. 25 out of my 100.
Wow. Okay.
I love auto. So like I am so Mario 3 brained that I wasn't even trying to do that on purpose. I just made a lot of airship stuff, or I just made like, you know what pissed me off? And I get it. You can do whatever you want with Mario Maker. I hated when people did an airship level that was not auto scrolling. I'm like, no. You can't do that. You can't just let me run wherever I want.
That feels wrong.
It's weird.
You're like,
yeah,
it's cursed. Stick to the canon.
It's cursed. Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's
but yeah. Anyway, that was just an illustration of how Mario 3 pilled I am.
I kind of think of like now I think of the early auto scrolling stages as like peaceful, but I think it's because I've played them so much. I think maybe that's the thing. Like some of those later ones, like. I think for you, like you were talking about how you memorize, or you have a lot of that in your memory. Like later stuff in the game, I don't have it as much, but I think like now it's a bit more solidified. And I don't know. I think that might be, I don't know. We're all at different stages in our Mario. Like you're kind of like Blastoise, and I'm the Wartortle, and you're the Squirtle again. This maybe Sobble. You maybe Sobble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Sobble. I do remember the World 8 stuff very well because you want to talk about getting my ass kicked over and over when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I first got to World 8, oh my God. So I played those levels a lot. So I know those pretty well. But yeah.
I have been like, because that was one I think I definitely can think of. Like, I think I warp whistled there a lot, and you're just like underpowered if you do that. Like if you just get the bare minimum to get there, you need like some of those some of those are the ones I use the P-Wing to get over. Like
yeah, absolutely. I used it on that first like airship one after you get okay, so you have the section where the hands might pull you down into the level.
Oh,
you know what I mean? After you get past those, there's like an airship thing. I P-Wing that thing all the time. Fuck that thing. I don't give a shit. I'm not doing that legit anymore. I did it so much when I was a kid. If I have a P-Wing, I'm using it.
I think that's where we did it too.
Yeah.
Right? I got stuck in the fucking hands, and you got
I
way
ran
out ahead
through
of me,
them.
and I'm like, all right, I'm trudging through the goddamn hands.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I got stuck in the hands, and Vin got way ahead of me, so he P-winged that shit. He was already on stage 8-1, like the first like quote unquote real stage in there where you have to like So by the way, the aesthetic of World 8 is insane. Like everything's dark. They use the underground theme for everything. I love that the tank stages have these like the black background fits because it's like all you see is like the silhouette of the bombs or like the bullet bills and stuff because they're also like black, so it just blends in with the background.
Yeah,
it's so cool. It's so foreboding. It's excellent.
It's creepy. Yeah. That reminds me, actually, just thinking of stuff like that. This is, I think, the first time we see something like a big and little type situation. Is it World 4 that's like that?
Blew my mind.
Yeah, what do you think, McKenna? Because we've experienced that in Mario 64, but
I love that mechanic in most places I've seen that. It's just fun to like. It's the same stuff, but it's a different size, so you have to think about it in a different way.
And they actually make use of it. Like there's that level, it's similar to Little Big Island where you kind of can go back and forth between. Like that's really cool to see, like the level
super
change.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's so many levels like that in this game where it's like they have like their own, like maybe it's in a couple levels in the world, but like a very specific like aesthetic and like gameplay thing to it. And it's like there's such a variety of it throughout the game. That's crazy.
Well, think about those early levels in World 7, the piranha, the pipe land or whatever it's called,
cool.
Where like you have those like moving platform, you stand on the thing, the arrow platforms, you just start, moving that direction on a platform, and then there's the ones you have to jump up and down on to change the direction of. That's like only in a couple levels, and that's it.
Yeah, I feel like that's something we talked about. We talked about that in our Yoshi's Island episode, where they're like. You obviously have like your levels, your power-ups, but then like in level like obstacles that they will just like, and they'll mix and match sometimes and slip them into levels and just like give it that much more variety on top of whatever like the world is going for, and it makes the game feel like massive, even though it's you can play it relatively quickly if you know what you're doing, but
you can.
There's just so much.
Oh God, do you remember the level at the I think it's 7-9 or maybe 7-10 at the end of the pipe land where it's like it's the muncher field. You have to keep getting the starmen to run across the munchers. That shit is so that I can barely do that. I'm really bad at that level. I've never been good at
That's
it.
tough.
It's one that you don't have to do. You can go around and do 7-9 or whatever instead. But like, I've never been that good at that one. But I try. I've done it before. But oof, it's tough.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I tried it. I ended up flying over it, except for like there's like a last bit that you can't fly over.
Yeah, you can't P-wing it completely.
I had to kind of
bastards.
land, jump up, get the star, and then run through the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know if it was that one. On my like solo playthrough I did, I got all the warp whistles, but I was like, I'm gonna save I'm gonna try my best to beat the levels, but like if there's something I really am like over, this is for a rainy day. I'm gonna use the whistle. And I got to World 7, and there was something like in one of the later parts. It might have been that level where I was like, you know what? I'm basically done with World 7. I'm just gonna go to World 8. I'm over it. So I think that.
All right, fine.
Yeah, fuck this level. I'm out.
You know what I thought was funny, and I don't know if I noticed this before in life, but I definitely noticed it when I played it last week. I love that the coin counter has like a dollar sign.
Yeah,
it says like dollars. I don't know why. Like that's kind of weird,
Is
right?
That,
it
like,
doesn't
in
say
both
coins.
Versions, like in Japan as well. I wonder.
I don't know.
I don't know. Why I say probably. I just assume.
I mean, it probably is. It probably is. I mean,
that's US bucks right there. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you guys trigger the boat, the cash boat, with all the coins on it? You got.
I did on my. I showed you because it just showed up. How do you trigger that? It's just you show up.
See, I know how to induce it in World 1. Okay. And that's it. I can't. You have to. It's something like you have to have a certain amount of coins, and then you have to end the level with the timer on a 2 in the ones place or something. It's like very specific. But we triggered it on like World 5 or 6 or something, just randomly.
There's so many random little things that can pop up in this game too. Like there's like the memory game. You did terribly at the memory game.
Well, we would see it, and then we'd play with like one world at a time.
Yeah.
So it might be like a day or a few days before we saw it again, and it was like, I don't remember what any of these things were.
I used to have it memorized, the first one, because there's like 2 different patterns in the game. There's one that shows up in like, I think like, yeah. So there's like one that shows up in like worlds like 1 through 4, and there's like 5 through 8 has like a different pattern. The 1 through 4, I had that one down. But I don't have it anymore. I used to have that memorized when I was a kid.
Okay. I had no idea about that. Okay. What else? Well, you've got all like the little mini bosses that are on the map, and that's kind of cool because they like the airship we mentioned. They'll like move around from place to place, and you can even you can subvert them if you use the music box or whatever. But oftentimes, I usually would be like, McKenna, just put on a star and like run into them if you can.
Yeah, those ones I like didn't mind doing without. Those felt pretty doable. Like even if I died, it was like, oh, this is just like a little section.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's some like, depending on where they stand, the fight can be different. And when they're in the water, it's horrible. Like you can only kind of swim, and they're like the Hammer Bros. They're like throwing the hammers at you. So.
That's like, that feels really bad unless you go in there with at least a mushroom or something.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's pain in the ass. Yeah.
Can I say one Japanese kanji student nerd thing that I noticed just because I felt proud of myself? The
coin boat?
The cash boat, the boat, it has the kanji on it. Like you can see it. That says treasure, Takara.
Oh,
ta-da!
okay.
I knew what it said. Wow, I felt very proud of myself. I just wanted you guys to know that.
That's the more. Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
The more you know.
I leveled up enough of my Japanese to read the boat in Mario 3.
So, I mean, you talked about those little fights. The fights are short, but I think that's also the secret to maybe like overcoming the game a little bit is realizing that a lot of the levels aren't actually long. Like they're almost like they're kind of the perfect length. Like they give you a couple challenges. They're jam packed with stuff, but like yeah, like once you because it can be demoralizing to get past something hard, and then you there's another thing that's you're like, oh, I did all that, and now there's this thing. But then when you realize this is likely the last thing, it makes I don't know why it makes it sting less when you die. You're like, okay, I just have to do this, and then the level's over,
But that's why the game doesn't have checkpoints.
Yeah,
it's like it might be the only Mario game without that. Like they do not set you anywhere. You were doing the entire thing again because it's so short. Those levels last like a minute. Maybe 90 seconds at the most.
There was only a couple levels, and it wasn't because it was there was just a couple levels where I'm like, do I have to ride on this platform again? But it's still relatively short. I'm just it's just always okay, I start the level, I get on the platform, I ride the platform for 15 seconds, and now here's the part where I die. And I'm like, okay, I gotta ride the little platform again. And it was always the ride of shame, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But oftentimes, that's more of a rare occurrence where I'm sitting there God, when I get there, it's gonna make me so mad.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, I love it though. No, I love that approach to level design. It's funny because it's when you take something away, it's okay, let's not checkpoint the player this time. Let's just have short enough levels where they have to start over. So let's keep that in mind while we design this entire game. I think that's brilliant. I do.
I do appreciate some longer Mario games with checkpoints. I kind of get what they're going for, where it's they'll usually have a theme that they kind of develop throughout the level, more so it'll be oh, do this now, do this with this thing, and now do this and they kind of change it up a lot, and you have more time, I feel to mess around with that. But I feel this instead it was put towards it would develop more throughout the game, and the way they would mix and match those stage elements would come into play in less predictable ways, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because they know that they can't spend too much time with you. They know that they have to kind of get you in and out, so it makes you make different kinds of levels. When you say we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that, it forces you to think differently. So I think that's great. Not that I have any problem with, levels that are longer. Obviously Mario World makes very that's the first time you had actual physical checkpoints you could see.
Flags or
okay,
whatever.
Here's where. Yeah, exactly. That was the first time they did that, and they never let go since, which again, that's great. And I even did the sacrilege thing where I did make Mario 3 levels in Mario Maker 2 with checkpoints. Oh my God.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
Canon,
It felt wrong for me to do it, but I did it. But then plenty of my levels don't have it either. So it just depends on what you're going for.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't be too upset if they did something smaller like that again, but I feel that's not what they're trying to do anymore.
We're never going to do that again, unfortunately, because it's so Mario, like I said, Mario Wonder, one of my biggest knocks on it is that it's too easy. It is. It's just kind of a breeze. But then people are like, oh, but they put the really hard stuff behind. And it's I don't want that. I want the game to be a challenge. I don't want here are these super hard levels that you could if you 100% the game, you can unlock. That's not difficulty to me. That's just a secret.
Yeah.
I'd
be more in favor of the kind of what you were talking about with Celeste, where it's make the game challenging and balance it that way. And then if you want to throw in here's your stuff to blow past, or not blow past it, but like these various things that will kind of like help people do specific things that might be hard for them. Good on you. But I feel like, yeah, I just as someone who comes to like and has played like some of those new Mario games and not all of them hit as strong, like I would have liked it if, yeah, just like the like I could get just an experience that was more, I felt like fine-tuned or something like that towards the difficulty. Not even like, I don't even want it to be super challenging, but I feel like, yeah, you can kind of blow past a lot of levels not even thinking about it.
Yeah, we really, I mean, we're not even gonna, they don't even make games as hard as like Mario World anymore, let alone Mario 3. So like, and but as you probably already know, I'm sure most people know, the reason why Mario World is easier is because they figured new system, we should make this game more towards beginners. We shouldn't make it as expert level as Mario 3, which I guess was a good call.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's why Mario 3 is better to me. I really like Mario World, and I know a lot of people prefer Mario World. I did as well. When Mario World came out, that became my favorite Mario game until like the mid to late 2000s when like virtual consoles started rolling around. I started playing all the Marios again, the old ones, and I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking. Mario 3 is the best game ever. I can't believe I thought that for 15 years. So I flipped on that. But I used to be there as well. But I am no longer there. Mario 3 is the best.
Mario 3, I think I just have more of a history with it. So like I had an NES and I skipped the Super Nintendo. It was like, I like that game. I like Mario World, but I've just played it.
I love Mario World. It's great.
So I'm a little biased.
You want to talk aesthetic? I mean, my God.
And we will at some point. You have not played that one, obviously.
No.
So
you haven't played Mario World either. Oh my God, you're
played Super Mario World 2.
Okay, no, you're in for a great time. I love that you're experiencing for these for the first time in like adulthood. That is like that's great. I think
that's what we're trying to do. I think is with these especially is like get people who have it from the time. McKenna's kind of for the first time, and I don't know what I played him and I sucked at him. I was a dumb little baby.
You're a little goo baby.
Yeah, I was pooping my pants when this game came out. Yeah.
Yep.
I guess I wanted to say you did mention the soundtrack and the athletic theme. I did want to just shout that out real quick. I think the whole soundtrack was cool, and this is another thing that I was excited for you to hear because there's so many iconic Mario themes, but there's a lot of ones that originated from here. I was thinking of the athletic theme because we were playing Mario Galaxy and those like there's some of those challenge stages that use like a rendition of that. But what'd you think of the soundtrack, McKenna?
I love the soundtrack. Every time we got to a new world and I had the Switch, I had the player one, so I was in charge of making the save state, and I'd just be like sitting there jamming to the music
we
for
take
a minute.
It in for a
so
minute.
you'd be like, are you gonna make the save state? And I'd be like, hold on, I'm enjoying the music.
Like, let's have dinner, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, all the world themes are great. Obviously, I love that he saw it fit to just, I'm going to take the old Underground theme and put a beatbox under it, and that's it. That is the most 1988 thing you can do.
It's
so good. It's so simple, man, and it's perfect. It's just, like I said, the athletic theme. It's the best song he's ever made. It's nothing's close to me. Nothing else is close for me, rather, I should say. It's what can I say? I think we're talking about another Mario game on here. I mentioned the story of, and it bears repeating now because we're actually talking about Mario 3, where he didn't know what to do when it came to the main overworld because he was scared. He realized he already made something iconic. Even in just those few years, Super Mario Brothers had become such a big thing, and everyone knew that song. Where it's just like, now what do I do? Yeah, and he was just kind of like, well, I guess I'll just make something else. And he did. He made this nice little soft reggae kind of like bopping along. Dun, 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 just, hey, here it is. That's it.
The reggae influence is really inspired for sure. Like, I feel like he does a good job with that of like, oh, this game, like there's a different aesthetics going on here, but like he leans into certain vibes in some games as opposed to others. And I think that really works here. One of my favorite songs is it's just that little jingle, but like when you get to the castles and you see the king's been turned into some animal, which I just loved in general. But that always...
It's magical.
Yeah, as a kid, that really, like, there's something about that music and seeing the king is all transformed. It was like, I don't know. It carried a lot of weight to me.
Okay, you know what it was? Okay, when we were kids, this was the big thing, okay? After you beat the Koopa Kid, you have to jump and get the wand. You have to catch it in midair. Yeah, you have to do it. That was our thing. If you missed it, everyone's like, oh, come on. Like, you have to jump and get it.
I was going to say a favorite tune, but then I got thinking, do you have a favorite of the animal transformations that the kings go through? I've kind of conflating in my head because there was different ones. They had more unique ones in the GBA. Like one turned into Donkey Kong Jr.
Oh, yeah, they're because they're Mario enemies. You're right. I've seen that before because the GBA version is on Nintendo Classic, so I have seen that. That's the only way I've played it, and I need to play fully through that version, by the way. But yeah, no, they changed them. I like the spider. The spider was always kind of my favorite. Yeah,
dog is good.
The dog. That's right. Yeah. By the way, did you think it was like, and I forgot about this aspect of it, the fact that you can, okay, so if it's your turn, you're playing 2-player, it's your turn. Let's say you go to the castle, you fail at the airship and it flies off. If you try to go back in the castle, Toad will just be like, hurry, blah, 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 go catch the airship. But then that's your turn. It takes your turn.
Oh, that's bullshit. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so like that takes your whole turn. So like I guess if you wanted to fuck over the other player and you didn't want to do the airship, you could just go in the castle and then it's their turn again. Oh, so they like have to do it. I don't know.
We have to remember that for the future. We didn't mess around with like you can also like play that little game of Mario Bros with each other.
Yeah.
We didn't really do that too much either.
We didn't really do that either.
Getting competitive
we just wanted to play.
I did like that as a kid. You could be like, I would play that with my friends as a kid and just be like, haha, fuck you. Like I'm coming to get you.
Yep. Yeah. I would do that with my sister. The fights we would have. Oh my God. Cause she's 3 years older than me. Oh. So like I was better than her at video games. So like she hated that. So like, it was the one thing me as the younger sibling could like have over her. So like I would, you know what I mean? So like I would do that.
There's nothing worse
nowadays
than the younger sibling harassing you. Like,
yep. Yep. That's me.
Sorry.
Let me guess. You're an older sibling.
I'm the oldest. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're middle.
Yeah.
So
you're middle. Yeah. Yeah. There's only 2 of us. I was younger. So yep.
Oh, okay. We've got so many demographics represented here.
Yep.
Today.
Yeah. We have it all.
Sorry. You had an animal?
Yeah. It's hard
to pick. There's so many good animals.
But I feel like you got to say the Kappa because.
Oh yeah,
I just love a Kappa.
Love a Kappa.
I love seeing him show up.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of, I guess the castles. Maybe we can talk about the final castle where you actually fight King Koopa or Bowser. Some people corrected me about this. I'm like, look, I know
it's Bowser. I will never say King Koopa. I will never say it. It's Bowser.
When I am referring to a guy as Koopa in my mind, Dennis Hopper comes to my mind from the movie. Like that is Koopa to me. Oh my
God.
So no, that's Bowser.
The way y'all have like made this movie okay to watch in society and not be ashamed about it is really not cool, but that's okay.
We rehabilitated it and we're
I hate
Batman versus Superman.
Oh my God.
Next.
One of the last things I saw before I left Twitter was that there were people trying to rehabilitate Sonic 06, and I'm like, no. We're not doing that shit. We are not doing that. I was there.
I feel like it's any of it. If there's someone who played it young enough, it's inevitable.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Anyway, I'm sorry. What were we? We were going to talk about something interesting.
Bowser.
Bowser. Yeah, dude. That final. Oh my god, that blew my mind as a kid. I couldn't believe that's what you had to do. Like that was crazy.
After fighting a ton of Koopalings and Boom Booms, where it's kind of they're a little bit varied, obviously, as we talked about, but it's a lot of just like jump on their head. Like this kind of reverses that. It's like, oh, you're trying to get him to jump on you, and I don't know. I thought
that blew me away, man. Once I remembered that as a kid, it's like, what am I supposed to be doing here? Then I like, should I bring a power up here? Which is something you can do. Actually, in this run we did last week, Vin did the castle, and he beat him with the Hammer Brother suit, which I've never done before. Yeah, it just took a few hammers, and that he was toast.
I was like fighting one of them with a fire flower, like one of the regular bosses, and it was like flashing. I'm like, is it doing damage? I feel like I've never beaten them like that. I've always beaten them just by jumping on them, but apparently
I try. Boom Boom takes 5 fireballs in his toe, so I try to beat Boom Boom with a fire flower if I have it. But
okay, that's nice. Yeah,
that's a good one to do.
I like the end of the fight. Actually, the lead up is cool too. It's very much like the first Mario game where you start to get close to him and the fireballs are coming from
I thought I recognized that touch when I was a kid. That definitely made me be like, oh shit,
we're close.
That's what I said when I was 8 years old. I said, oh shit.
I like when you beat it and you go talk to Peach, who's been sending you letters this whole time too. I love that.
That
little touch. The Peach letter
sends you a little item.
It's that that's persisted. That's a thing that's also persisted to the Nintendo 64 is getting sweet letters from Peach. Gotta love it.
I baked a cake for you.
But yeah, I like when you go in there. They kind of play a little prank on you, which is cute.
Yep. Yep. That might be the first meta joke I've ever like experienced. Was that actually?
She drops your princess is in another castle. And then what? Doesn't he just say like, just kidding. Bye bye.
Yeah, just kidding. Ha ha ha. Bye bye. It's like, okay, bye. I mean, sure.
But yeah, and then obviously the credits music is so good as well. So
excellent. So as I'm sure you guys know, there's 2 versions of the game. There's like the original version that came out. There's like a 1.1 version. Do you know this?
I don't think I knew that. No.
Okay. So like the 1.1 version, one of the changes is the credits where it says like, grassland and, waterland. In the original version, they all have names. It doesn't say waterland. It says seaside.
Oh yeah, okay.
And like but in like in the version that now persists now, especially on like Nintendo Classics, they all say something land. They were more like bespoke before.
That's lame.
So that was like one change. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why they did that. Another change is it was a translation error where, like I said earlier, Karibo Shoe, I think they corrected it to say Goomba Shoe, but they're called Karibo in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that letter of Peaches actually said Karibo Shoe. We're like, who the hell is Karibo? But now they corrected it to say Goomba like it should.
Good. Well, I like Karibo. It's like, that's like a guy, like it, to me,
that's like the name of a person. Yeah. Like, but we didn't know that's what Goombas were called in Japan, obviously. So like, yeah. But yeah, so there's just there was a really the match game where you have to match the 2 cards. Toad had said the wrong "your." It had different text. It said "miss twice" and "you're out," like YOUR out. It was spelled wrong.
Got it.
Yeah, so they made that. There was a lot of weird text in that game because they were just kind of getting it out the door, I guess.
Grammar heads worldwide getting upset. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I noticed that even when I was a kid, I was like, that's not how you spell that. But, whatever.
That shoe is crazy, by the way. It's only...
yes.
I actually had to show you later because we played through it. And I think you got through that level and I was like, oh, wait, that was the shoe. McKenna didn't get to do the shoe. So I played when I played on mine, I was like, look, you go with the shoe.
We did not get the shoe. We did not go to that level in our playthrough. I think we went to the other World 5 level. We did not see the shoe. We skipped over it somehow. Yeah.
So weird. Oops. Such a crazy thing that it's like only one level has this power up, but that's Mario 3, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not even sure. I don't think we saw a level with a chain chomp.
Oh, okay, yeah, they're not in a lot of levels, really.
Yeah, I think we must have
they're in more than one level, I think.
Yeah, they're in a couple, but I just think we didn't do those. I think we just went to other places in that particular playthrough. So yeah,
Chain chomps were scary.
Dre
mentioned the sun. That one chased after you.
Yeah.
You're like, ah.
Yeah, that's like one where I'm just screaming through the whole.
You can kill it with your tail if you have. You can just kind of bop it, right? Okay. I mean, it's tough. I mean, it's a tight timing. Don't get me wrong, but like you can do that.
I wouldn't do this now, but that was one, like, to me, like as a kid, that was like the pinnacle of difficulty in the game. Like when I was a real little kid, it was like, oh my God, I got to the sun level. I'm going to use the P-Wing and fly over this. It's too scary. It was like,
I don't blame you.
Now I've
done it before too.
Now it's like, it might kill me, but I'm like, okay, you don't need to be afraid of the sun. It's okay.
It's fine.
But yeah, that was
but I love that single level gimmicks like that, you know?
And then when the sun shows back up, in like World 8, I think it is, or is it 7? The sun shows up like way later in the game, and you're like, fuck, this guy's back, and he's pissed.
I don't remember.
It's a later level that has it. Yeah,
it's a much later level. Okay. One random thing. I love that the quote unquote regular levels, like the ones that aren't tanks or airships, those levels in World 8, the ground is like white and like everything's white. It looks haunted.
Yeah,
it looks like, and they're still playing the underground theme. It's like it's weird.
Bowser has ravaged the land. He's pillaged all the resources, and he's it's just death. It's all death.
All death. It's all death from here.
A crazy turn, because all the other levels have varying degrees of like pleasant vibes. Pipeland's, I guess, a little weird. You're like, oh, this is strange, but otherwise it's like, oh, this is kind of nice. Maybe the desert is a little like, like not as welcoming, but the palm trees are dancing.
I would say ice, because that shit's like pretty desolate, I think.
Oh, God, the Iceland, yeah. That has really good music too.
Oh my God. That's one of the best things. I'm sorry I keep talking about Mario Maker today. That's one of the best things about Mario Maker 2 is that they put in new music in that style of the game as if that always existed. Because you can use any of those motifs.
Like
because like obviously you could make a ghost house in the Super Mario Brothers style, but ghost houses didn't exist in Super Mario Brothers. They didn't exist in Super Mario Brothers 3. So they have to make themes that sound like if they were actually in those games. So while I was playing this current run of Mario 3, they have an ice. So like when you use the ice motif in Mario Maker, there's like a song for that. They don't have a particular ice song in Mario 3, but they do now in Mario Maker. So I was thinking of that song when I was like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's interesting. Yeah. Just stuff carried forward.
Yeah. Mario Maker is so cool.
Oh my God. Mario Maker 2, I think over 1,300 hours on it, man. Like I said, I made 100 levels. I maxed it out. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
I guess the last thing I want to mention, you listed all these and we've kind of talked about them, but I feel like I just want to mention again the power-ups, just because I think, especially that the raccoon leaf, the cover of the dang box is such a iconic piece of art. That you've almost seen it so much where it's like it's over. Oh, you see it too much almost, but it's for a reason. And I think that was such a cool, like, I don't know, what'd you think about like the ability to fly, or really any of the power-ups, McKenna, like as someone who experienced them for the first time?
I definitely enjoyed them. It was wild to just be able to press B to hit something instead of jumping on it to kill it.
It changes some of the strategies for sure. With some enemies,
I usually didn't have these abilities for very long.
For you, it was like
because I was getting hit.
It would give you an extra hit. It
was usually just like little Mario, especially because I would go for a power up and then get it and then many times immediately die or immediately get hit.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's some levels where I feel like they give them to you almost like you can do it without getting hit, but they give them to you almost as like here's like a safety buffer,
Yeah.
which I appreciate.
Well, like, I don't know if you guys know this, the Japanese version, if you get hit, you go all the way back down to small Mario.
That's tough. That's tough.
That's tough. You don't go to big Mario. You don't have the step down. You just go all the way back down immediately. So it's like, okay.
I appreciate that change for sure.
Yeah. But that's like how the original Super Mario Brothers works, right? Because if you have a fire flower, you go all the way back down if you get hit. So, like, I mean, I guess that's kind of like the original thing to do.
I guess I never even really thought about that. It just always made sense.
I never
to me,
thought about it either. But yeah, that's kind of what happens in that. Yeah, in the Jap, but they changed that for us.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like nice. Like some levels, I would even like. I think I hit a point where I'm like, I don't think I have a bunch of frog suits in my inventory. I don't think I'll need them, but I'll put them on in this level just to give me an extra hit. And there were some levels I accidentally finished with the frog suit on. I'm like, all right, well, I guess
I love hopping away with that. I like to use it on a World 8 tank stage just to be stupid. It looks dumb.
Yes.
You're this bright ass green frog on this like dark landscape. It's great.
You do move weird, but then getting like your jump is actually pretty good. So it's kind of it's low key.
It's great.
Kind of worth it. Yeah.
Okay. I probably should have mentioned this when we were talking about difficulty and like level design. There's one thing I didn't appreciate about Mario 3 until I want to say like 10 years ago. There's not a lot of coins in this game.
Yeah.
You're not running around picking up like tons of coins, which means that like they're really doling out like the extra lives in a way that is very particular. You're not just that's what makes like something like the coin ship feel very empowering, because it's like, oh my god, look at all these coins, right? Or when you get like the P switch and you like make a bunch of coins appear out of bricks, it's like, oh wait a second, holy shit, there's a bunch. Like that doesn't happen very often in Mario 3.
Yeah, it makes when you find like the thing and you go up into the clouds and you get to hear that cloud music and there's a bunch of coins, like you really feel like it does. It's like, oh, I earned these. This is great.
It's part of its difficulty curve and designed to like not just plaster coins all over the place all the time, which I think is cool.
Yeah, it kind of changes the way you navigate because usually before the coins are usually hinting at where you can go.
They do a little bit here.
Yeah. There was one time I remember where I saw some coins and I was like, I wasn't sure where I had to jump next because I couldn't see a platform yet. And I was like, oh, I'm going to jump towards the coins. And then I just fell.
I remember that.
I was like, oh, well, okay.
Coins led you astray. Whoops.
Yeah.
Not very Mario of you.
Whoopsie.
Or sometimes you'd hit a P switch and like the coins would highlight a secret door. Or there's some levels with that. Like they do some interesting stuff with the coins, I'll say. And just one other thing to my way of playing it, like there is an added like layer of like easiness you can add into it. Because if you play, I believe when you play multiplayer, right, if someone game overs, all the levels they did reset, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which can be a pain. But the castles stay. The castles stay, which is nice. And you can stay beyond them. So I think that's cool. I think that's actually good.
Yeah, that is good. Like if you because if you do the castles and the key unlocks like a pipe or something, you can kind of just like go back to where you were, like as kind of like a shortcut. That is cool. I like that.
You have to do your run to a point, but you can, if you play on the GBA version, you can play single player, but play Mario and Luigi and take turns. And if someone dies, like it's not game over, and you can kind of just keep playing. So if you don't like that element where it's like you have to redo the levels, I would recommend trying that too, because that like makes it a little bit more easy. And you can also share lives. I don't know if you can't do that in the original, right? Like give lives.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can do that.
No, I don't think you can
in the GBA version for whatever reason.
Okay, because you can share lives in Mario World as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If you remember, yeah.
That's I don't know. That's kind of a nice.
God, you guys are making me want to play that game now. I don't know why. Like I'm Mario'd up right now.
Mario's so good,
isn't it?
That's all I gotta say.
Isn't it great? I mean, like, if I think of like my top 5 games of all time, 3 of them are Mario. Like, it's Mario 3, Mario Galaxy, Mario Odyssey. Those are like, if I'm making a top 5, those 3 are in there. Like, for sure. I don't see how they couldn't be for me.
Yeah, like Mario, like, because for me, I'm always like, if you ask, like, not all of them, but for a lot of consoles, like, my favorite game is typically going to be like the Zelda game or whatever. But
of course,
there's plenty of them where Mario edges it out, or even something else sometimes. But like Mario 3 is for sure, like, has been probably a longer standing like favorite of mine on the NES. Even though I do love Zelda 1 and 2. I'm pretty strong for them, but yeah.
Making our friend Brian Rigsby proud, I do love Rygar. Rygar is like one of my absolute favorite NES games, but that's definitely my favorite, like, not Nintendo game. But like, yeah, outside of that, it's Mario 3 for sure.
Yeah, this is my most like sound like a Nintendo game, Nintendo head, where I'm like, yeah, if it's not Zelda, it's Mario. Like,
it's just true, man. What can we say? It's the best. Mario's the best.
Awesome. I guess, McKenna, I'll ask, because we talked about, like, yeah, you've got that familiarity now, and you could play again. But is this a game that you feel like you would want to do that? Like, that you would want to play it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking, like, just starting it maybe didn't feel as, like, completely brand new to me as when we started, the first Mario. Like, I felt like I had some familiarity even though I hadn't played it, and I think if I played it again, I could really get into it and try to abandon the rewind.
You would make Dre so happy if you could.
You would make me happy in my heart. Y'all should play the All-Stars version. Give yourself a little, like, visual refresh.
It's really cool. I was playing a little, showing you some of the levels, and I think it's cool. I mean, obviously, I love the original aesthetic of the game, but I think the All-Stars is a nice different flavor of it. So,
yeah, I definitely prefer the original aesthetic. Like I said, it's mind blowing how good that is. But no, I when I got All-Stars, I was very excited to see them new graphics. The backgrounds alone, like, blew my mind, especially in, like, Mario 2. My God, that like blew me away. So I do have a big appreciation for All-Stars. I don't like the music as much, but it's still good.
Yeah, I do prefer the NES kind of sound, but it is. Yeah, I agree. It's still good. So, well, yeah, so good. We'll do that sometime.
All right.
Mario.
He's back. All you had to do was ask. Super Mario Bros. 3 from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
Dre, thank you so much for coming back on, being our Mario guy. It was a lot of fun to get to re-experience the game with you.
I will never say no to talking about my favorite game ever. So thank you.
Okay, well, I don't know where we'll all be in a year. Hopefully we'll all be thriving, but maybe we'll talk about who knows, Mario Land. We can talk about Mario Land. Mario
I would love to talk about Mario Land.
We'll continue our Mario journey.
I will be here. If you call on me for the Mario, I will be here for you.
Okay, well, I hope everyone's having a good Marchio, and you're getting warm and ready for the summer. I don't know. I was trying to think of a summer portmanteau, but I got nothing. Hopefully everyone goes to check out our stuff at flashback64.com, as well as soundstone.network for all of your Soundstone podcast network stuff. And thanks to Lee, our Triforce tier patron, and Master Clipper over on Twitch. Great guy. We appreciate you, Lee. McKenna, good job.
Good job, Goop.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you later. Bye.
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 Hey everyone, my name's Darren Hupke. I'm a writer, publisher, and podcaster. My podcast is called Pixels and Polygons. Each week I sit down with a guest and ask one simple video game question. It's a random topic each week and it leads to a fun conversation. You can find it on your favorite podcast platform every Friday, and you can read more about it at pixelsandpolygons.net.